Hello everyone and welcome to episode 97 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series. Last episode we did a bunch of map completion in the Cursed Shore, as in we completed all the Cursed Shore and we got 100% road completion, where this lights up, which is fun. And we have completed every single map in Corteria, which is just incredible, but that now means we have quite a few story missions to go as we finish up our core experience in Guild Wars 2, where basically the big things that I wanted to do were road completion, completing the story and a bunch of different variations of the story, and then completing all of the story mode dungeons, and alongside all of that also doing some fun bonus things and exploring some other parts of Guild Wars 2 as well. So we are getting so close. Alright, let's go ahead and continue the personal story, where we now have 3 different arcs, and we are going to go ahead and do marching orders, which is continuing down the Vigils plan, and then we'll do the Whispers plan and the Priories plan in future episodes. But here's our story mission with a decently cool looking loading screen art, which I think we've seen a little bit of. And we are here where we have Crusader Deborah.
Looking for Tegwin, follow the path along the outside of the wall. He's out on the ledge with the others. Watch your step.
Why'd you bring Allie? This is a scary place for a dog.
She wouldn't stay home even if I tied her to the gates of Divinity's Reach, would you, girl?
Who is an interesting character, and I believe this is the character who is the sister for the human player characters if they pick that their biggest regret is not searching for their sister, which is really fun. But let's go ahead and just run through here. We just got a Norn in bear form just hanging out, and we can find our beloved friends Tegwin and Karis should be right there as well. And we have a really cool group here, which actually, what's the best way over? I guess we should have listened to what our friend the tactician here said, where we need to follow along the outside of the wall. But we can see there are a ton of Savari here called Pale Reavers, and I believe Tegwin is about to let us know what exactly is going on here.
Stand at attention.
Greetings, Commander. Welcome to the Pale Reaver Company.
Pale Reavers is an interesting name. I notice you're all Sylvari.
Because Sylvari are immune to the curse of undeath, we've been given this dangerous mission. If we fail, we won't rise again.
Tegwin and I have been to this part of Or once before, when a cursed mirror sent us here. It's horrible, but recognizable.
The Marshal has ordered us to seize the docks, so packed war machines can be brought in by ship. My soldiers are trained in the art of stealth. If you want us to move invisibly, let me know. The camp to the south is our backup, but they haven't reported in. We need to check in there before we take the docks.
I hope nothing's happened to them, though by now I know better than to hope. Commander, will you lead the way?
That's one creepy-looking giant down there.
2 giants. 2 definitely creepy-looking giants.
Come on, we can take 2 giants. Where's your sense of fun?
I left it back at the Grove. I could go back and find it.
Time to go, soldiers. Commander, if you take the lead. Weapons out, team. We need to be ready for anything.
So let's give the Pale Reavers their order, where we can go in hot, attack formation, or keep a low profile, stealth formation, and I'm feeling attack formation. So then we can clear the southern path for the tanks. So we need to get down over back towards Paga's post. There are a ton of Risen all around here, and I'm kind of going into stealth mode right now, I suppose, where I'm just running past everything. I think we are going to want to clear out this packed outpost, because it seems like...
No, it's a slaughterhouse. You'd think a well-defended camp like this would be safe.
This is all nothing. What bothers me is that this was supposed to be our backup. We can't head back to the docks.
It's going to be close. How long is this
Unfortunately, the camp has been overtaken by the Risen, so we just have to clear this out. Try to just summon our Flesh Golem, I suppose. Another Abomination's about to join in for the fight. And this is actually decently challenging so far, where I've taken quite a bit of damage compared to some other encounters in the personal story with our new build. New as in it's like several weeks old now. Deal with this Abomination. Looks like maybe we should have cleared out some of them instead of running past them, because they seem to be like walking in this way now. Trying to deal with the preserver. The plague bearer just joined in. We have this risen here that I can just obliterate. And then we have an abomination this way, and then all the risen that are just walking in. So let's take care of the abomination first, because he was at the camp originally, and I guess that's all we need to do. So now we need to proceed to the docks, which I believe we want to continue down this way, and maybe we can sneak through this pass over here. I feel like the risen are going to attack us. Okay. Guess we can deal with the Ravager really quickly. My pull is off cooldown, or on cooldown rather. Now it's off cooldown. But down this way, they should be able to follow me if I just jump.
I don't like the looks of this ravine. Stay sharp.
Cool looking ravine. I love like this structure within the structures in the background there. There's like an Orion Fire Eater. This is very interesting. Like some sort of like risen drake or something that's like chained. And then there's like this fire here. This is so interesting. Like the back half is like classic like risen, and then the front half is like, oh, very like on fire, and then it just blows up there. And it looks like with it blowing up, it took out a couple of snipers with it. So let's just res these two further towards the docks. Where I see the two giants over there that we were looking at before. And I think maybe we should just clear the undead here. But we have, it looks like a Lion Guard ship, which looks incredible, that has made its way here to Ore, and it has basically just like sailed further into Ore, way past Fort Trinity, and it has brought us some tanks that we can go ahead and utilize. But in order to get the tanks onto land so that we can begin escorting it further into Ore, we are going to have to deal with these two giants. The first one right here, where it seems like a pretty easy fight. He just threw a bunch of grubs, so a bunch of ads that we have to deal with. Unfortunately for us, we do have a very AoE heavy build, so we can just take care of these grubs super easily, but like a more single target focused build would struggle just a tiny bit more. But again, it's like the personal story, not too much going on here.
Hail, Commander. Gear Warband reporting for duty, with siege engines in tow.
Those tanks are amazing. You sailed with them all the way from Lion's Arch.
Oh, that wasn't the hard part. Keeping myself dry the whole trip. Now that was a problem. Cottonmouth. Ugh.
I've always wanted to ride one of these metal thingies into battle. I'm so excited.
Now you're my kind of Sylvari. We should grab a whiskey later.
Back to the task at hand. Those tanks give us the tactical advantage we need to position packed troops outside Arrah. We'll finish unloading the war machines onto dry land, Commander. Once you're ready, meet us at the Western Colonnade.
So, story mission complete. And it was kind of a cool cutscene before the dialogue there. And this is a new skin that we can earn, so I'll just pick that one. 3 out of 9 exotic armor unlocked. Let's go ahead and leave the instance, or we can maybe just waypoint towards it, where we are heading towards the Cathedral of Zephyrs, and I think we want to go to this waypoint. And actually it is all the way over here where I got redirected to this waypoint, and then I guess we can just run this way. So I suppose maybe I should have just left naturally, because we would have been like right over here and we could run over. Anyways, into our story mission here, where this is cool loading screen art. Kind of looks like Eris to Galkin, but not. Where we are really far back here. We can just see Malkor's Leap. We have spent quite a bit of time in this map. And we got Deborah and Bjorn again with Ali. So let's go ahead and check in with them.
All set, Commander. The Pale Reavers have scouted ahead, and Ballista Geargrind's tank column is ready to roll.
Good. Marshal Trahearne needs these tanks. We'll make sure he gets them and we'll put them to use along the way.
Be advised, we expect serious resistance. The Reavers will be there to support you along the route. My squad will airdrop in at the target and prep the site for you. In the meantime, Geargrind and her warband are standing by.
Excellent. It's good to have you with us, Tactician. An operation this complicated needs people who can both plan and execute.
Thank you, Commander. I'll see you at the temple. Good luck.
So forward we go. We need to find our column of tanks that we see right here. And we have so many soldiers in front of us here with what looks like 3 tanks and a ton of Pale Reavers, a bunch of Vigil and others.
Or these enemies. Bah! This ordnance puts down the Risen even faster than it erases ghosts. Destroys them permanently, too.
Yeah, but ghosts poop away with hardly any residue. Risen or gunky, clogs the machinery.
The finest war machines of the legions won't be stopped by gunk, soldier. Get back to work.
So something is going on here. The Pale Reavers are conducting reconnaissance. The tank column is standing by, and my warband is prepped. Say the word, Commander, and the mission is a go. Let's move out.
Keep the commander waiting. Get this column in gear. Mangonel's our whiskey expert. After this mission's successful, the first round's on him. Right now, I want to see tails in motion. Form up and move out.
The Char, of course, really love whiskey and alcohol in general. So we got the 3 tanks, and we have 2 lines of soldiers moving out as well. And we just need to escort the tanks forward, which looks like there are a ton of dead bodies up there. Let's try to deal with these 3 Risen really quickly too. Just obliterate them. This is very interesting.
Multiple contacts. Dig in!
I'll get the tank repaired. Just clear those mines.
And it looks like these bodies were actually mines. So we need to disarm them.
Are at your service. We apologize for failing to warn you about the mines. Allow us to make it up to you. Let us cover you while you make repairs. We promise the rest of your route is clear. Of mines, at least. There may be other surprises.
This is such like a horrifying graphic as we disarm these mines. Get rid of that. And I think that's everything we needed to do.
Mines clear? Good. I've got the lead tank operational. Let's move out.
Continuing forward, and I feel like this story mission is kind of like that concept that we've talked a little bit about, where we are just marching straight through ore from Fort Trinity to the ruined city of Aral, and this is just another part of the road that we are marching through as we head towards the Cathedral of Zephyrs, which we can see off in the distance that away, which does look very, very cool. It's kind of like a sphere. But let's go ahead and scout ahead of us.
Last chance to inspect your equipment. Make it quick. We're not stopping long.
So let's defend the tank column. Looks like we have a ton of Risen that are coming in.
Last chance to inspect
And we got this cutscene again, which is very interesting. It seems like it might be a little bit of a bug, but also I don't think it probably matters too much. We are currently defending the tank column. We'll see if it happens again. Looks like it's not, so let's go ahead and just find some Risen. And I would assume it's just a timer where we really don't have too many Risen to fight, because these tanks are putting in work as they just rip through the Risen. And according to the Char, it seems like the ordnance they are using, lore-wise at least, is like turning the Risen into like basically gunk, where they will no longer be able to even be Risen or turned into like abominations or whatever. There we go. Now we can go ahead and speak to Ballistic Geargrind. Just run this way and get an update on the tanks, where we are halfway there.
Move out.
We're just inspecting our great sword as the column moves forward. and the Vigil are far ahead, and we need to get pretty far forward towards our next step. As we get closer and closer to the cathedral, we have the tanks just moving in around the train, which looks really, really cool as they go like up and down the hills. Where we can now go ahead and speak with Tegwin and Karis, as there are a ton of giants starting to fire back at us.
Have you seen all the risen giants around here?
They're coming from a nearby temple. We need to level it, but we lack the firepower.
I have just what you need. Ghostfire shells. Highly experimental, highly combustible. Something we picked up from the Ascalonians. Someone simply needs to mark the target and signal me, and it'll burn. Make sure you woody types get clear, though. This stuff devours everything in its path until nothing's left.
So let's find the source of the risen giants with our woody friends here, as they can go ahead and adventure with us. And this kind of feels like we're back in chapter 2 of the personal story once again, a long time ago, where I do enjoy these two characters a lot, and it's been fun to be able to adventure with them throughout the personal story. But let's continue up this way, where they're still following us. Good. Let's try to find up here, where we need to mark the target. Looks like there's some sort of like necromantic energy. And we have a giant chief, which is very, very interesting. Go ahead and start dealing some damage here. Go to our shroud. I got stability, but it didn't break the fear, so I guess this isn't a stun break. Use that. Oh, we just got stunned again. Our stun break is currently on cooldown. Let's just try to fire everything we can. Finish off this fight one more time. There we go.
If we trigger it, we won't have time to get clear.
We have to do something. These giants are getting bigger and madder all the time.
I know. Just leave it to me. You and the commander withdraw. I'll signal the ghost fire.
Tegwin, you can't do that. You'll be
Doing only what I was called to do. For once, Karis, just do what I say. Go!
Let's get clear so Tegwin can finish the mission. Or it seems like we have some sort of issue with the timer, so we can go ahead and just run down this way as Tegwin stays behind. And hopefully, potentially, she might be able to get out just in time, but ultimately unlikely. Where the tanks are now firing upon the cathedral as it goes up in flames behind us. And let's continue down with Karis so she can follow us back towards where these tanks are just zooming across the land. They could have done that a little bit earlier. They could have moved fast, but nevertheless. And follow them and leave the cathedral, and unfortunately leave Tegwin behind. A good friend that we have made throughout the personal story. And an unfortunate end to her story, but largely a very, very good story. But up this way, we have the tanks that are meeting here, and we need to find the warband.
I need a moment, Commander. I'm sorry. I know this is war, but I just can't believe she's gone. She was my partner, my friend.
I'm sorry too. Tegwin, we lost a good soldier today, but she died saving lives. We'll honor her memory.
Count on that. She was a tough old stick, and she fought well. When we get home, we'll all raise a toast to her bravery with the good stuff. And this time, I'm buying.
Tegwin is back with the Mother Tree now. Her memories, and our memories of her, will inspire generations of new Sylvari.
She'd love that. She always wanted to be the wise old elder that everybody listened to. For her and for me. Thank you, everyone.
And that's the end of that story mission, where we can get a back item here And this is not really better than what we currently have. We also got an army badge there that we could equip, but I am not. And let's go ahead and head towards our final instance for this part of the story, where we are now back in the Cursed Shore, and we are at Caer Shadowfane. Let's go ahead and enter the Steeltide. This loading screen again. That's a cool loading screen, where we can go ahead and meet the tactician. Somewhere around here we got Deborah, and here's the tactician.
Tactician Byrne, I was told you'd be heading up an armored company.
Yes, Lightbringer, they'll be here. I ordered them to get some rest and a warm meal before the next operation. Hope that's all right.
That was a terrible call. Just joking. You're a good leader, Byrne. I'll brief you on the situation once you're settled in. It's an honor to serve with you, Commander.
So now we need to prepare for the invasion by the Orions, and the cannons should be around here. And we also got some cannons inside of this base just fired
Hello,
away.
Priestess Amelia. Didn't expect to see you out here on the front.
As ever, I carry Dwena's healing light and go where I'm needed.
It's a pleasure to see you. Between you and Deborah, it's like being home in Divinity's Reach.
I like these plants just around here, and these cute little like wheelbarrows. Very, very fun. Let's speak with the Lightbringer.
Everybody, where do we stand? Are we ready to roll on the Risen?
Soon, Commander. We're waiting for Geargrind's warband to get here with the tanks.
There's a heavily defended Risen post southeast of here. If we take that position, the Pact will control this whole area.
Lightbringer Ives, scouts report a wave of Risen heading for Caer Shadowfane.
From what side, soldier? From the shore or the mountains?
Both, sir. I think they're trying to take us out before the tanks arrive.
Ives, stay here and coordinate the defense. Byrne, you're with me.
Ready the defenses. Push the undead back.
Ives is definitely a vampire, but let's go ahead and run out this way, and we can defend Caer Shadowfane. A ton of Risen here. Let's go ahead and just start obliterating them. What is happening? We are getting attacked by both sides right now, so we are just probably going to do what we do best, and just attack anything that we see and defeat anything that we see. There's one Risen over there, another group coming in here, and we're just going to have to defend this place for a little bit of time. Go ahead and throw this down on the ground like that, and then here. Defeat that villager, and there's just so many coming and attacking us. We have a lot of like defense sections during this part of the story where we're just hanging out and killing a ton of Risen, which honestly it's like really, really relaxing, though not too much going on. And it kind of makes a lot of sense from the perspective of this story, since we are doing the Vigil's plan, and the Vigil is all about attacking and fighting a bunch of different things. So we are just really exercising that ideology right now. So about 5 minutes has passed, and we now have a champion Risen Knight that has come and attacked us. So let's go ahead and just fire everything we have at him. We can go ahead and successfully defend the Caer as a bunch of the Risen pull back. Got a Risen arm here that we can go ahead and just clear. And it looks like we have been successful.
It's going well for now, but the Risen are relentless. I don't know how much longer we can defend the Caer.
Keep your spirits up, Ives. Our tanks will make a difference. Listen to me. I'm praising Char ingenuity.
Pact ingenuity, Tactician. Nobody's doing this alone. We need to roll those tanks toward the Risen line. Once we hold that position, the Pact has a straight route to Arah and Zhaitan.
Commander, the Pale Reavers volunteered to scout the route. We're tired, but together with you, we started this fight, and together we'd like to see it through.
Char tanks, human escort, and a Sylvari scout team. Doesn't get any better than this. We move on your command.
I was just thinking about how the story mission really focuses on humans, Char, and Sylvari, and not too much Norn or Asura action going on, but we do have some representation here and there. Where there's rendezvous with the Geargrind warband all the way over here, some Risen in the way, and an Abomination way off in the distance, and very cool structures just all around here. I do love Orient architecture in general. Here's the warband. We got a bunch of troops coming in this way. We got some mortars down on the ground here, and ballista right here.
Hooah! Tanks primed and ready to roll out on your order, Commander. Commander, the soldiers want you to have the honor of being in the lead tank. They look up to you. It'd do them good to see you in the thick of it.
Thank you, Geargrind. Tactician Byrne, have our soldiers defend the tanks while we deliver firepower right down the Risen's rotten throats.
Will do, Commander.
Here, keep this area secure.
So let's use the tank to stop the counterattack. Let's go ahead and enter this, and we're just inside it right now. You can turn left and right, and we can fire. So we are moving the gun on top of the tank, which is really, really cool. We're not moving the tank right now, because you can just fire this way, where that was really far. We have like kind of a classic attack that deals a ton of damage, an ice shot that slows down enemies, and then we can throw a golem off in the distance. So here's some Asuran inclusion. There's like a very, very tall like ghost off there in the background. But I think for now we just need to try to kill some Risen, and then we are going to want to kill some giants soon once they spawn. Abominations. Let's move here for a second. Try to kill the abominations. And we really just like fire like straight past everything. So we need to be careful about things getting a little close to us. And I keep pressing 2 to fire instead of 3 for whatever reason. Try to kill these abominations. Slow them down for a second. There we go. The cannon kind of got hit by, or hit the abomination. So it seemed like it basically stopped it a little early, which I think is a good thing. There's a plague carrier abomination running this way. Let's try to kill you really quickly. I hit it successfully. Oh, there's another one coming in this way. Just like a giant Norn, basically. I really love how this cannon feels to use. Super, super cool. Okay, here comes a giant. So our objective here is to kill a bunch of the giants. So let's go ahead and take aim at this one. Maybe we could have done the other one first. Let's line it up. And then maybe that far. Oh, I guess I'm a little off. I think we hit the giant there for like half its health, so let's just do that. Oh, I went way too far over here. I killed the farmer though, so I guess that's some less crops for Zaitan's armies. There was one giant. Let's look this way. Try to line this up. It's very sensitive. Oh, the abominations are just like on top of me now. And they're dead. Okay, so I guess that worked out well. Let's kill this one. There we go. And then we need to talk to Lightbringer Ives. So I thought we had to kill more, but let's chat with you.
Our tanks won't make it through that rough terrain. The Risen will get close and tear us apart.
We could send in foot soldiers. What are your orders, Commander?
Geargrind, you and your warband hold this position with the tanks. Karis, Byrne, you're with me.
Be cautious, Commander. We may have broken their line, but those Risen dogs will come back even stronger if we don't kill their leader.
Hey, watch the dog cracks.
He didn't mean anything by that, alley girl, I promise.
Poor Allie. But let's go ahead, run this way, run past the giants.
Endless wasteland is starting to get to me. Half the time
Petra
I can't
sent a care package.
The other half?
Her tangleberry pie is a little taste of home.
At least we're all together.
Petra.
There's comfort in that.
From the personal story, but I don't think any personal story that we have done so far. Let's find the leader of the Risen forces. I suppose we could just maybe run past everybody, or maybe we can try to group up some that are directly in our way. Avoid some that are just hanging out on the outskirts there. They're getting knocked around into the coral. Let's deal with these. They're just hanging out way over there fighting some Risen. Let's try to progress forward this way maybe, and they can catch up and we can just clear the path. And we got like a broken bridge right here. Go with you really quickly, and the subjugator. And then over the bridge where we can find the leader of the Risen forces. Such a cool area. Definitely isn't in this wasteland. And we have Archmage Harshaf. Let's go ahead and face this enemy. Some sort of powerful magic caster who was presumably once an Orion and is now a member of Zaitan's endless armies. So let's just fire everything we have on him because I think this is the final boss and he is just melting like butter. And he's down, not fully dead. So let's see what we have to do here, where he just transformed into a lich. So maybe that explains why he was a little weak. Got Deborah running away here.
Let you have her. Quickly, Debs, run! Just get out of here.
You're a frightened child.
So it looks like Tactician Sam Byrne has also fallen. Another character from way earlier in the personal story. And this is just a really rough couple of missions where we can go ahead and defeat the Archmage and avenge Byrne. And let's go ahead and chat with Deborah.
Byrne? Dead? Oh, poor Sam. I can't believe he's gone. He was so brave.
He deserves a burial befitting a hero. Will you take him home to Divinity's Reach?
I'll do more than that. Sam was like family to me, so I'll take care of his family too. Come on, Allie. You're still a pack dog for now, but when this is all over, you can run in the fields all day and sleep by my fire at night.
And there is the Steel Tide complete. A major story step, and let's pick the item that we have not yet unlocked for her exotic pieces of armor unlocked now. And what a rough arc of this chapter of the personal story. And I decided that I actually want to do one more mission as we progress closer and closer to Arah, where let's go ahead and waypoint right down to here, where we can go ahead and re-enter Azabi Kabar, the Royal Tombs, once again, a place we have been to multiple times now, against the corruption with this very cool loading screen art, the Ruins of Or, aptly named, and we have met up with Trahearne once again. I feel like it's been a bit since we've seen him.
Greetings, Commander. This is Havrun Gretchen, one of the spirit shamans of Holbrek. With her is Larenthir, War Master of the Vigil.
You're an inspiration, Commander. Many believe that if we can defeat Zaitan, Jormag will be next. Your deeds bring great hope to the Norn.
Sylvari sing of your victories, and even the Char raise battle cries in your honor. You've been a spark to many flames.
It is my pleasure to meet you both. I hope today will bring another victory for Tyria. Marshal Trahearne, what's our goal?
I have created a ritual that might cleanse a dragon's corruption. If it succeeds, this mission could be a turning point in the war. My research suggests that the royal tombs were deeply sacred. They may still hold the connection I need to restore the land with Or's fading life force. If the dragon discovers our attempt, he'll try to stop us. Havrun, you and Larenthir will defend the mouth of the tomb. Give us all the time you can.
We will, Marshal Trahearne. By the bear, I swear we'll hold the line or die trying.
Jormag may be next, she says. Let's go ahead and escort Trahearne while these soldiers basically hold the line here. And we have a few soldiers coming with us to hold up there as well. And we have an anomaly holding the line right there. What a good little guy. That sea creature is very, very cool, but also, you know, very sad. Airship just up there. A few helicopters all around. I do love the vibes of Guild Wars 2, where you have like so many different like types of like fantasy concepts kind of just like blended together with like magic tech and like swords and bows and whatnot, with like more crude machinery, some steampunk vibes here and there.
They won't just step aside. Get ready for a fight.
Time for a fight with this Risen Abomination here. Maybe I should summon my Flesh Golem. I always forget. Go to Shroud. Try to evade everything. Deal as much damage as is severely possible. Is that how you would say it? Abomination down. Let's go ahead and get our Flesh Golem up as we continue to escort Trahearne. You have to like stick close to him. I love that structure right there with like the loop in it.
This is Azabe Kabar. Gretchen, you and Larenthir must hold the entrance. Zaitan's forces will be relentless. Our survival is in your hands.
I understand, Marshal Trahearne, and I won't fail you. You'll have the time you need.
So into here with Trahearne once again. Go ahead and deal with the Orion Spectral Skirmisher. We should see a wide variety of undead in here, like this Risen Spider. As we can see, we just have Trahearne and our trusty Flesh Golem. Everyone else is kind of defending the entrance, but are also running in here to help us fight. And we are fighting close to the entrance. So maybe there's like some sort of strategy we could consider if there's like a difficult boss in here where we could like try to pull the boss back towards the entrance. But ultimately it's probably not going to be anything we really have to think about. And it's just so cool looking in here. This is definitely a really, really like well detailed area, which makes sense for why they would want to use it multiple times. I also just love the aspect of the personal story where we get like some visions of Orr throughout the story, and then we can finally explore it in person and we kind of see like a couple of places again, but then so many new places through this little bridge into this final chamber, which is where we fought like an Eye of Zaitan last time we were here in like chapter 6, I believe.
We'll perform the ritual here. The moment we begin, Zaitan will know. Be ready for anything.
This is a really cool statue. Very interesting Orion statue. I guess there's two of them technically. So we need to defend Trahearne. So let's go ahead and just defeat any Risen who appear. We have a few waves of enemies that we can clear through. Here are a couple of spectral guards. I think we can mostly just try to get through this as quickly as possible by dealing as much damage as possible. Not necessarily timer based in the same sense. A big Risen Wraith here. So veteran, a massive well. And very easy to deal with. I love seeing Calidbog here. Very, very cool. Now we got a ton more Risen here that we can go ahead and deal with. You can try to group them up. He's kind of stuck there. One left. And that might be all. I don't see any more waves coming, but Trahearne is... Oh, I see a Larenthir riding in. And there's... Oh, there's a Risen Gretchen, which is very, very unfortunate.
The rear guard is overwhelmed. Gretchen has fallen. Gretchen! I by my hand. Only her tortured remains. Commander, we must put her to rest.
We can put her to rest there. I can see Trahearne has done something with his ritual here. It looks like the ground has been cleansed a tiny bit. Or maybe not, as it goes back into the earth.
No. We were so close. By the pale tree, it's impossible. All this, all these lives, wasted. All for nothing.
Trahearne, didn't you see? The cleansing worked. For a moment, the spirit of the land rose up like a breath of wind.
We all felt it. It was as if Orr's own soul was fighting to be free. The ritual was a success.
But the absolution didn't hold. Though sacred, the royal tombs weren't strong enough. This isn't the heart of Or. I wonder if such a heart still exists.
Wait. Remember the vision that the Pale Tree gave us? An Orian king spoke of the source. Maybe that's something that can help.
You're right. The source of Or. Yes. I think I remember hearing about such a thing. A priestess of Grenth and a shaman of the Norn spoke of it.
Those sound like solid leads. Which should I follow?
That, my friend, I shall leave to you. 2 roads to the same goal. The cleansing of Or, and eventually Zhaitan's own demise.
But let's go ahead and chat with Trahearne here. Where the ritual worked, we just need to find the source of Or. So we can either see if Grenth or his followers can help, or we can try to find a map where we can go ahead and find the secrets within the Cathedral of Silence. And let's go ahead and pick that one for this character.
Closer than ever before, but we cannot give up hope. My wild hunt is not in vain. This is a challenge we can overcome. You have my gratitude, Commander, for all you've done.
And we have successfully completed this mission as well, where we can get a brand new Elderwood staff. Not really anything that I want to equip, but it is really fun to just unlock some skins. And I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and officially call this episode good here, where we still have a little bit left to go as we finish up the personal story, but we are getting so close. Where I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember, as always, to drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time in the world of Tyria. Goodbye.